Hey everybody, it's me, Miss T, from the Children's Library of the Plainfield Public Library. Thank you for stopping in for another special STEAM project. Today, we're going on an Icy Dino Dig with Mary Anning. Okay? First, we need a cup of water and a dinosaur. So today is going to be really an easy project, okay? So, you have your water, and simply put your dinosaur in that water. Make sure they're really underneath, just like that. And now you can put your dinosaur in a cold place. So if you have, with permission, you could put them in the freezer, or if it's cold enough outside, put them outside and let Mother Nature do her thing. Okay, so meaning that the water will freeze around the dinosaur, and then they'll be able to rescue it. Now, why would we want to rescue and talk about Mary Anning? Well, I'll introduce you to her, or reintroduce her to many, with a cover of this book about her life, Fossil Hunter: How Mary Anning Changed the Science of Prehistoric Life. Now, this particular book is written by Cheryl Blackford, and it tells about Mary Anning's life. Now, just a little bit about our featured woman of achievement. Mary Anning, she was born in Britain, and she lived in an area known for its prehistoric fossils. She, her brother Joseph, and her father began to hunt for them to sell to tourists as a way to make money for the family. Now, the Anning family's life changed dramatically when Mary's father fell, and he was injured very badly during such a hunt. Afterwards, his injuries kept him from going out again, and shortly thereafter, he died. Young Mary, her brother, and their mother were very sad, but they had to find a way to support themselves. See, in the times when Mary was a little girl, poor children worked. Only the rich ones went to school because you had to pay to go. Girls, however, did not go to school much or even at all, because in her lifetime, women having a job outside the home was totally unheard of. Also, it was believed that women's brains could not handle things like math, science, or writing. A woman's place was to take care of the babies in the home itself, and not to go about doing things like digging for animal bones. But however, that is the course that Mary Anning chose to do, and chose to go. You see, in the 1800s, a day at the beach for Mary was a very different one than we think about a beach day for us. Let me ask you, have you ever been to a beach? Now, what would you take? Okay, a bathing suit, very good. You take some food, maybe. Okay, radio or CD player, or your iPad or something like that, or a phone, just, so you can play some music. See how old I am, saying iPad, saying CD player and radio. Okay, so anyway, you take those things with you, those sunscreen, so your skin won't burn, that's right, to the beach. Well, our friend Mary Anning's worked. That was pretty much where she found her fossils, was at the beach, where she lived, where she was born, and where she made her living and found fossils. Now, Mary wore long skirts with boots. So instead of a bathing suit and a towel, this is how she looked And this is what a day at the beach looked like for her. Notice the long dress, the bonnet, and she often took her little dog with her, and he was her companion until unfortunately he was lost and died during a dig. You see, the area she was, or where she made her living at, was very unpredictable in weather, and the little doggy, was lost even during a landslide. So it wasn't just a matter of going to a beach and having the fossils wash up. Mary walked and walked and walked, and she climbed and climbed and climbed, because where she was at, there was cliffs, and she dug and dug deep into the dirt and the earth to find the fossils that she was able to sell and present for display. Now, even though it was hard work, she enjoyed what she did, and she even called the beach her school. Now, and also remember, she had to dig very carefully and remove the fossils with great care, because they were actually millions of years old. Now, throughout her life, lots of people learned from her. She even had a store called the Fossil Depot, kind of like Home Depot, except for fossils, where adults and children bought all types of things. And also people saw her findings displayed in museums or curiosity houses as well. A curiosity house is pretty much like an informal, like it's, for example, if someone had a home and they said, hey, come on in. They had folks, they would maybe sell tickets, or for a small fee you can go in and check out somebody's unusual collection of fossils, because it was common then, if you had money, folks had fossils right in their living rooms, in their homes, as conversation pieces. Now, along the way, Mary became friends with many men who were professional geologists. And geologists and geology at this time was a very new form of science. So basically studying the earth, digging into it, finding fossils, determining the age of fossils was a very new science. So some of these learned men bought fossils from her. She shared information with them, but when it came down to mentioning her help about their growing field, she received very little to no recognition at all. And that very much disappointed her. Now, more than 100 years after she lived, we have come a long way. Now, there are women who are fossil hunters, and AKA a fossil hunter is called a paleontologist. Those who study dinosaurs, those who study the habits and the physicality of dinosaurs, history of dinosaurs. Now, awards are giving out in her honor with her name on them. And in the year 2020, a drilling site on the planet Mars even bore her name. And there's also books and movies coming out about her life. And her former home is now a museum. So what exactly did Mary Anning find? Well, she found fossils for a dinosaur called a Plesiosaurus. And actually the one she found was one of the first complete fossils of such a dinosaur. That name means lizard or almost lizard. She also found fossils for the enormous Ichthyosaurus, and that means fish or lizard as well. And it kind of looks like a large crocodile. She also found fossils of shells, plants, and poop. Lots of dinosaur poop. Now, why would I mention that? To gross you out? No! Poop, or fossilized poop, actually help geologists and different scientists to determine the habits of dinosaurs. So wherever they lived, kind of match what they ate, and vice versa. What they ate kind of matched where they lived. So it kind of helped to determine how they traveled and their diet habits. So very important when we try to reconstruct the history of dinosaurs. And also the word dinosaur in Mary Anning's time, pretty new word in and of itself. Before then, each discovery had its own specific name. All right, so they weren't all called dinosaurs. One was a megalosaurus, and on, ichthyosaurus, so etc. Okay. In fact, speaking of the ichthyosaurus, now here is a picture, and here is a fossil picture of the actual fossil, still on display, that Mary Anning found in her lifetime. Okay, so now, in Mary Anning's honor, that's why we're doing our own Icy Dino Dig. Now, I put a dinosaur on ice and in water, and here's our dinosaur friend. Now, to be honest with you, I'm just going to use a little knife, and as you can see, my poor little knife will not cut out or rescue our friend in time. But I encourage you, once your dinosaur is ready for rescue, once it's frozen solid, now you get something safe enough so that you can rescue your dinosaur and recreate and have your own Mary Anning discovery moment. All right? Now also, while we're at it, what's your favorite dinosaur? Do you even have one? What better place to find out more information than the library? Velociraptor, Stegosaurus, the mighty T-Rex even. Or, if you want to find out more about Mary Anning, hey, come and visit us. Do some research as well, okay? So, I'm just going to hold up my frozen friend here and to wish you a very happy Frozen Dinosaur Dig. This is Miss T from the Children's Library of the Plainfield Public Library. Stay curious, guys. Rescue your own dinosaur. Make your own history. And once again, in honor of Mary Anning, be safe. And so long for now. Bye-bye.